Hey guys, Roland Customs here, and today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends. This is the Build-A-Figure for Thanos, and this is Hercules. It looks pretty cool. Here is the box, actually. It's nice side art of Hercules right in the back, right there as well. You do have all the figures you buy for this wave to build Armored Thanos. Pretty cool. Here he is. Let's take a look. Alright, so here is Hercules right here, and he does come with a couple of accessories. First off, he comes with two pairs of hands. One pair are fists, and the other one are gripping hands, pretty standard right there. He does come with two weapons. One's a mace, if you want to call it that. The other one is a nice looking sword. To my knowledge, these are new sculpt weapons. Looks pretty nice. We'll get into that later. And of course, he does come with the Build-A-Piece head for Thanos. It looks pretty good, I have to admit. I'm not going to buy this whole set. I'm going to wait for the SH Figure Arts version, but it looks pretty good. Look at that mean grin. Like the helmet, nice coloring. It looks pretty good. I'm not going to deny that. Going back to his other accessories, he does have a pair of fists right there, so you can throw down like that. After, he does have the open grip hands right there, which you could use for fists if you want, but they're more for holding the weapons. And of course, holding the weapons, he holds them pretty good. They all fit in pretty firmly and snug, which is no problems right there. Now on the back of Hercules, he does have two slots to hold his weapons, his sword and mace. That's pretty nice. You can slide the sword in just like that. It's a snug fit once you get in there. It fits in pretty well. The mace, on the other hand, you could slide it in like this. It is kind of hard, but what someone else pointed out is that you could actually pop this off just like that. And you want to stick it in like this, that might be a little bit easier. So at least you have that. Alright, size comparison time, and you know I had to start with the original Hercules figure right here. And here they are side by side. Obviously, before and after, you know, Hasbro has come a long way. This is from the golden age, golden years of Hasbro right here. No pun intended. Here it is, though. But, you know, honestly, I had to admit, when I first got this figure, I don't think I had any real complaints, you know. It was the first Hercules figure to my knowledge, and it was pretty cool, you know. He is sporting the original old school look of Hercules, you know, with the, you want to call it a skirt. You can get the gauntlets on his legs. He has the pretty traditional looking Hercules outfit right there. Of course, we're modern now, and here he is side by side with the new one. And, you know, you don't realize how bad of a tan he has now. And this definitely has not aged that well compared to the new one, of course, but hey, it is what it is. Side by side, though, I was surprised because I thought he would be a lot bigger compared to the new one, but they're about the same size, give or take, which is not that bad actually. Looks pretty cool. But yeah, even though this is clearly the better figure overall, this one, as bad as it looks, in my opinion, still isn't horrible because, like I said, I bet you at the time when it first came out, I bet you no one really complained. It has pretty good articulation, good sculpting, a lot of veins coming out on him. Just this tan, man, this tan's crazy. Didn't realize how bad it was until I'm comparing them side by side now. Look at their backs. Huge back, yes. The new one definitely is a little more slimmer, but he's really well built. So, a little bit different body frames, of course. Alright, next up right here we have his brother, or half-brother I believe. It is Ares. Now this is actually the reissue one. I never had the Build-A-Figure one. Never went after it. It was way too expensive, so when it came out reissued for retail price, I was more than happy to pick it up. But yeah, here they are side by side. Overall, Ares is bigger, which is not a bad thing, you know. It's pretty cool. But side by side, it's nice to have the two brothers right here in my collection. Looks pretty good. Here's the back. Side view. There you go. Next up in size comparisons, here is Iron Man and Captain America. They're all comic book versions. I think it looks really good side by side with them. The height-wise, you know, he could be a little bit taller. I don't really mind that. I mean, Cap's probably 6'2". He's probably about like 6'3", 6'4". He's like 6'5". I'm fine with that. He definitely is well built, which is really nice. The sculpting on his body is fantastic. Another size comparison, I love kings, I love gods in the comic book universe. So we have Thor, and you also have Namor right here. Side by side, I love the size comparison. He's about on par on height with Thor, a little bit more bulkier, which I like a lot. He should be. And with Namor, he's a little bit bigger, of course, which is fantastic. A lot bigger, actually. Alright, next up right here, we have Wonder Woman, and we also have Shazam, Captain Marvel right here. And I like this comparison because if you guys read Injustice Gods Among Us, you know, the Greeks did have a prominent part in the comic series at one point. Of course, it's not the same Hercules, but it is a Hercules. So here they are, side by side in size comparisons, and I think it looks pretty good. Of course, he has the strength of Hercules as well. And yeah, I like it. And next up right here, we have some big heavy hitters. We have the Marvel Legends Thing right here, and we have the SH Figure Arts Infinity War Hulk. And they look pretty good, side by side. No complaints right here. And to round off the size comparisons, I want to compare him with a smaller body in Spider-Man, and of course a bigger body with Gladiator right here. Now this is a great comparison because Gladiator, his body mold was kind of the norm for a while for the big body molds, but looks like they changed it up a little bit. You know, he has slimmer lower legs, bigger upper body actually, a little bit better proportion as well compared to this one right here. So it's a nice look at how far they've come to improve their body molds. And of course, next to someone like Spider-Man, which is a little bit smaller and slimmer, still looks pretty good. Alright, taking a look at Hercules up close and personal. Now I have to say, he is sporting a new look from the 2015 remake of him, I guess you want to call it that. It looks pretty good, more modern. I like how it looks. Looking at my copy, I'm pretty happy because his eyes look pretty clean. His headgear looks pretty clean as well. I know some people had some problems with their copies, but overall, I'm pretty satisfied with how it looks. It looks nice. He has long hair as well, but it is tied up in a bun in the back, and the hair looks pretty good to me. No complaints. He does have a beard as well. Very nice, very clean. I'm pretty happy how it looks. Going down to the rest of the body, he does have straps right here, green and orange. Looks nice. Nice and padded looking as well. It goes all the way to the back right there, which is connected to his belt over here. And his belt has a lot of pouches, as you can see. I'm not sure what's in there. In the center, he does have a belt buckle. It looks like a lion, so I'm going to say it's a lion. It probably is one. He does have a jock strap right here as well, which is part of the belt. He does have a little bit of a strap right here, so maybe you could put something there if you want to. But going down to the arms, he does have wrist gauntlets over here as well. He does have some hair in the chest. Looks pretty good. Burly man right there. Going down to the rest of the body, he is sporting pants, you can call it that, and they are orange and brown. Looks pretty nice, a little bit loose and baggy, which I like. He does have knee guards right there, and over here at the bottom he has boots, which have different colors, and gray and brown, and straps and buckles, which looks pretty good. Alright, so going to articulation right now, he does have a ball jointed head on a hinge, so it goes pretty far back, which is pretty nice. It goes all the way up, goes all the way pretty much down, which is pretty good too. Left and right, no problems there. Pivots a little bit as well, so you get some nice movement right there. Shoulder joints on hinge joints on rotates, they go all the way up, about that high, which is not bad. Up and down, no problems there. He does have a bicep swivel, which is really nice. I have to say, I was scared about it for some reason, but it's really firm and really in there. It feels good, which is always a nice thing to have. 2 points at the elbow, which is pretty decent, a little bit better than 90 degrees, so it's just pretty nice right there. And at the wrist, he has a hinge joint that rotates, so it's pretty good. At the ab joint right here, he does have a hinge that goes back a little bit, goes forward really nicely, so no complaints right there, fantastic. He does have a waist swivel as well. At the hips right here, he had T-jointed hips, they go up pretty nicely, almost 90 degrees, not complaining, not bad at all. A thigh swivel, of course. 2 points at the knee right there, if you can get it all the way, which is not bad. At the boot right here, he does have a swivel, which is nice. And at the ankle, he does have a hinge, and he does have a pivot. So when it comes to articulation, man, it is really solid. I'm really happy. All the articulation joints are really firm and nice. Nothing's stuck, nothing's loose in my opinion. I might have a little bit of a gripe when it comes to sculpting on the ankle. It does seem a little bit thin. It curves down a little bit, but not a big deal. But overall, I'm just really happy on how the articulation moves on this figure. Maybe I just have a good copy, or maybe it's just how it is for all the figures, but I think it is for all the figures. A lot of people have been praising this figure, and it definitely is great. Now for fun, if you want to remove the whole belt and straps right here, you can take it apart right here. There's the peg, and just remove it pretty easily. No problems there. And now you have shirtless or strapless Hercules. And you get a good look at his body even more now. It's definitely a nice sculpt. I like the sculpt a lot. I don't know. I'm not sure how much they have used this in the past. Or maybe this is the first one ever. But it's a nice slimmer body down to the waist. But the upper body is huge. Huge shoulders, huge arms. I like it. Very new, very different. and really solid too, really solid body sculpt, which is really nice. All the joints don't have any problems moving around, nothing gets in the way. Looks pretty good. Very impressed by it. Alright, so overall I like this figure a lot. It definitely is a nice refresh look for Hercules compared to the old one right there. But I definitely like the figure just overall, of course, because the sculpting is fantastic, articulation is great. Just a nice body mold as well, and just having a more modern Hercules is nice to have. But everything looks good. The head sculpt is fantastic. The accessories is nice. Just a great figure overall. And definitely something you want in your collection. If I have any gripes about this figure, not huge. I just wish that getting the Mason was a little bit easier, but it's a nitpick right there. Also, I said that earlier in the video that I thought like maybe these ankles or maybe I'm not sure. Something about here, it feels a little bit smaller or thinner. Maybe it could be a little bit thicker, but there's really minor complaint. Overall, everything is fine in my opinion. And yeah, a really cool figure. And that's about it, guys. Definitely get it in your collection if you can. And that's about it. Thank you for watching. Like always, comment, criticize, subscribe. Do whatever you want. Pay attention. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Peace!
That's crispy.